So the next looping concept we have is while and do while. Similar to the for loop, however, we have written same way the while and do while also works, but this is a little bit different when compared to for loop. Inside the for loop, uh, is inside the for loop there are couple of topics left out, which is for in loop and for off loop. We will understand that concept when we understand about the arrays and object, because for off loop and for in loop will be used only with the arrays and object. So once we understand that concept, I'll be able to explain you the for off and for in loop at the time of explaining arrays and loop, arrays and object. So let's move to the next topic, which is while and do while. So I'll just create a new file here. While.js. Is it fine or do I have to increase the font size?
Yeah, could you please zoom it a little bit?
Still?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow we'll be completing do while. Today we'll be completing while. Probably we'll start with do also. And tomorrow the looping concept will complete. Let me share my. So today and tomorrow we'll complete while, do while, and continue. Continue is the pending part. And then from Monday, freshly we'll start with the function. But on Friday, tomorrow, maybe after the class or during the class or after the class in the group, WhatsApp group, I will send you the practice question. Probably I'll send 8 to 10 practice question, including if else statement, for loop, and while do while loop. So it will be mix of all three. At least 8 to 10 I'll share in the WhatsApp. You can practice over the 2 days of time and see if you're able to understand everything or not. Reason why I'll send everything at one go, because you will get a practice of if else, you'll get the revision of if else, you'll get the revision of switch, you'll get the revision on for loop, and while and do while anyway will be completing. So that will be fresh on your mind. And from Monday, we'll be starting the function part. What is function? What are the different functions we have? Those things. Let's start here. Let's see. Today, we will be talking about while loop. Okay. So when we were learning for loop, we know that when to use for loop. At least we got the basic idea, like what is the situation, when do I have to use the for loop. We came to know that whenever there is a fixed iteration, that if I have to do the action for 5 times, if I have to do the action for 10 times, if I have to do the action for 15 times, that's when I'll be able to use the for loop concept, because I know that there is a fixed operation, fixed iteration I have to do. That I know that if there is a some work which has to be done 5 times, then I'll use 5 times for loop. But what happens when we don't know how many times the work has to be done? We don't know when the work has to stop. There is also a logic, because if there is a logic where I know how many times iteration has to be done, then I'll use for loop. But there will be a situation when I don't know until when I have to do this execution. There should be a situation until when I have to do. Someone should tell me to stop this one. So what is the thing? How will I get that particular output using the different looping concept? That's why the while loop came into picture. So while loop is used if the number of iterations is not known. So this means that we don't know how many time the loop has to execute. So we have no idea like how many times the loop has to execute. So when we don't have the idea, when we don't know till when the loop has to execute, that's where the while loop came into picture. Let's see the syntax of while loop. So if you remember the syntax of any looping concept, any concept, if you remember the syntax of for loop, if you remember the syntax of if else or while, do while, switch statement, then 90% of your work is completed there only. Because syntax is the one that will give you 90% of work. If you don't know the syntax itself, then you'll not be able to write the program or execute the program or understand the program, how it is working. That is why syntax is most important thing to understand in the initial time about any loop, any concept that you are working, understanding syntax is the one that you must know. So we have seen so far that whenever there is a loop, the loop has got initialization, loop has got condition, and loop has got increment or decrement inside the for loop. We have seen inside the if else statement, there is a if statement which has got the condition, and then there is a else statement which has got the condition again. But for loop and while loop, it's work in a similar way. For loop and while loop, it's work in a similar way. Why? Because if you remember the for loop, what we said, initialization, condition, increment or decrement. This is what we did in the for loop. There was nothing else, only these three. Similar to the for loop, while loop also have the same concept. While loop also have the same concept. So for syntax for the while loop goes in this way. It will say while. Here will be expression. Expression is nothing but condition. We have seen so far expression inside the if else statement. We saw there is an expression which is nothing but a condition. Expression and condition both are same thing. Then we have the open and close bracket. This is common for all the loop. And inside here, we'll have the code to be executed along with increment or decrement. Now see, there is an increment, decrement, there is expression, and then there will be initialization, which will be outside the while loop. In the top, there will be initialization of variable, and then using that variable, we'll be iterating. We don't know how many times we have to iterate. And in then that sense, if we don't know how many times we have to iterate through the looping concept, then we'll use a condition, and post that, if the condition is true, it will go inside the true block of code, which we have seen in all the looping concepts so far. It works in the same way. And that true block of code will consist of the code to be executed along with increment and decrement operators. Whatever the increment and decrement things we have to do, that will be present inside the true block of while element. Unlike for, where it will be present inside the same line, or also inside the for loop we have seen where we have not provided the initialization and increment, decrement, and condition. There also we have written the increment or decrement inside the for loop. See, here we have written inside the for loop. We said for open, then if statement, we said break console.log a, and increment here we have done. Same way we are doing for the while loop as well. There is expression, which is nothing but a condition to be checked, and then code to be executed, and then any increment or decrement that we are doing inside the true block of code. So okay, so any question here on the syntax part? So basically, so the working of while loop, it happens in this way. So first one, it will check the condition. So condition will be checked here, first statement. Now second thing will be, if condition is true, execute the true block of code. This is what I said so far. If the expression is true, then go inside the block of code, which is true block of code. Now again, here, once that part is done, check the condition again. Again, do the same repeated thing. Now, this process will repeat until the condition fails. Same thing we have done inside the for loop also. Inside the for loop also, same thing we were doing. When the condition fails, it comes out of the loop. Here also we are doing the same thing. So remember one thing, any program that you are writing using the for loop, there is a chance 99% you'll be able to write using while loop as well, do while loop or while loop. Any program that you are using, writing using the while loop and do while loop, you will be able to write using the for loop. So it is up to you to take the decision which one you want to use. Mostly people are preferring for loop because of the easy syntactical use, easy to understand. But you can also use while loop or do while loop based on your convenience, based on your uh, understanding. You can take the decision which one to be used. But mostly people are using inside the organization for loop rather than while loop. So that's more or less about the working of while loop. We'll write few program to understand how the while loop is working. So assume, like we have seen in the yesterday's program in the for loop, yesterday and day before yesterday, that we said print the number from 1 to 5. This we wrote using for loop also. Why did I say just now that we can use any, if there is a action you need to be done using for loop, that can be also done using the while loop. This one, print the number from 1 to 5. We have seen this yesterday or day before yesterday using for loop. Let's see how we can write this same program using while loop, just using while loop. I said this is the syntax where we'll have the condition code to be executed, and inside the code execution there should be increment or decrement operator, and then initialization, which we are doing here in the for loop same line. Here we'll be doing outside the while loop. So initially there will be a variable created with some value. So I'll say let a equal to 5, because we have to check with the 5, right? Sorry, let a equal to 1. We need to print value from 1 to 5. And when we have to print the value from 1 to 5, it means that our first value should always be 1. If I have to print the value from 5 to 10, it means I'll put a equal to 5. From where I have to print the value, that I have to do. Now, what basically I have to do is, I have to check the while loop, and then I have to write the expression here, expression or condition. What is my requirement here? Print the number from 1 to 5. It should print from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I will say while a less than equal to 5, open console.log. Here I'll say a. Now, is it correct, or do I have to write anything else?
It's correct, I think. A less than equal to 5. That is the condition.
Yes, this is the condition, a less than equal to 5. Then there is initialization. Then now we are printing the value of a. So is it correct? It will print the value 1 to 5.
No, this last iteration is required.
Yes. So we need to have a iteration, which is a plus plus. In case of a plus plus, or in case of decrement, we have to use the decrement operator. Let's see how it is working. While.js. See, it has printed the value from 1 to 5. And same logic, 1 to 5, same output we have also seen using the for loop. Inside the for loop, if I go on the top, yeah, this one, same thing we said. For let I equal to 1, I less than equal to 5, I plus plus console.log I. Same thing we wrote. We just wrote 2 lines of code here, but in while we have to write few more lines of code. Initialization, increment, decrement, and condition, everything is written inside the same bracket in the for loop. inside the true block, we are only printing the value. But in case of while, we need to do the initialization here. We need to do the initialization here. Need to check the condition and then print the value, and here increment the value. Now let's see how it works. For the first time, it will go and say there is a value called a. It will go to the while loop. It will go inside the while loop, and it will see there is a value, there is a condition saying a less than equal to 5. Now the value of a is 1, which is less than equal to 5. This is true. Then it will go inside the true block of while statement. While inside this particular curly braces, it will only go inside the curly braces when it is true, when the condition is true. When it goes inside the curly braces, it will see there is something called console.log a, which means it is asking me to print the value of a. So what is the value here? The value is 1. Initially it will print 1. After printing, after it prints the value, then it will see there is a increment operator. There is also an increment operator. Now when there is an increment operator, it will increase the value of a by 1, and it will make it a plus plus is nothing but a plus 1, which will become 2. Now again it will check with the condition 2 less than equal to 5. It will say yes, it will print the value. Now become 3. 3 will again be checked with the condition. So it will keep on checking with the condition until, similar to the for loop, until the condition becomes false, it will keep on executing. Now what happens if I don't put the increment and decrement here? If I don't put this particular steps for increment and decrement, what will happen? Can you guess?
It will print one only. I'm checking.
It will print only one 5 times.
It will print 1 5 times. Okay.
Yeah.
No, infinite time.
Infinite. Sorry, infinite time. Yeah. It will go.
Yeah. Right. This will go into the infinite loop. Why it will go into the infinite loop? We'll see it. See, it went in infinite. It still keep on printing. You can see it's printing 1. Reason why it will go in the,
one more thing. Can you debug this code also?
Yes, you should be able to do this one. Debug. I'll show you how to do the automatically.
Then we have to check this console each line, all the step.
Yeah. So we have here we'll not be able to debug. This is a normal thing, but inside the playwright you will have the trace viewer. Trace viewer will be directly able to debug everything. It will directly capture the log, and if you have any issue, you can directly see from the particular log where it is creating an issue.
Okay.
Debug process is easy here inside the playwright. Okay. So I was saying, when I don't give the a increment operator, it will go in infinite loop. And what is the reason for that? We'll see. There is a value called a. I'll say while a less than equal to 5, there is a condition to be checked. 1 is less than equal to 5, which is true. That's fact. 1 is less than equal to 5. And when it is true, the execution will go inside the true block of statement. It will go inside the true block, and it will see there is a console.log and print the value of a, which is 1. It will print the option as 1, but it will never come out of the loop. It will never come out of this true block of loop. Why? Because we did not ask it to check any other condition, or did not ask it to break. We did not ask to do anything here. So in that case, what will happen? It will not increase the value. It will keep on printing 1 because it is already true. And once it is inside the true block, it will keep on doing the same repeated action n number of time until the output is until someone has to break it forcefully. It will not get broken. It will not stop the execution. Now, if I put a plus plus here, what basically will happen is every time it will print the 1 value, there is one more statement after that value. After line number 21, there is one more statement that the execution need to happen. And here, the next statement is to increase the value. It's asking it to increase the value of A. Now, when it increases the value of A, here, every time it will increase the value, it will check the condition. When there is an increment happen, after the increment, there is a rule, proper rule for the while and do while, that once the increment has taken place, you have to check the condition again. Now it will check the condition again. It will see that there is a increase in the value to print the second value. At certain time, at certain place, it will come to a conclusion that, okay, this value is less than the desired condition, and now is the time I need to go out of the loop to stop execution. So I can directly say here, execution came out of the loop when condition became false. See now what will happen. It will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the desired condition we have. Print from 1 to 5. And then after printing till 5, it will increase the value of 5 to 6. It will check with the condition 6 is less than equal to 5, which is wrong. 6 is greater than equal to 5. So then when it is wrong, it will not go inside the true block of code. It will come outside the true block of code. Then from line number 20, it will directly go to line number 24. And it will print the value saying that condition is false and I am printing this particular value now. That's about the while loop, like how while loop is working. We'll see few more questions, few more examples here, and then we'll be able to understand in more detail like how it is working. So I'll take one more example. Most of the examples that we'll be doing using the for loop and while loop is same. Whatever we have done using the for loop yesterday, same thing can be done using the while loop also. So if I say print the even number, okay, using while loop. Now help me guys, help me write this program. So I'll just put some logic here. What is even number? Even number is nothing but if I have to print the number from, basically I'll say print the even number between 1 to 20. Now how will I get the even number? Even number will be placed after two value, one after the other. It will be even number. So first value will not be even, 1 is not even, 2 is even, then 3 will not be even, 4 is even, 5 will not be even, 6 is the even number, 7 is not the even number, 8 will be the even number. Now help me write this program using while loop. Don't worry if you're not able to give the correct answer. Don't take help from Google, AI, anything. Just try to use your brain and see if it is working. Give me the suggestions. And if it is not working, anyway, I'll show you how it is working. What is the first step I'll do?
Yeah, first step will be initialization.
Right.
So let A is equal to 2 because we
So
need
I have
even
already
numbers.
used, yeah, I have already used A.
Yeah, so
I'm
let
using,
X is equal to.
1 second. Did anyone join back again? All right. So I'll say let X equal to 2. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Why are we taking 2 here?
Because we need even numbers only. That's why.
Okay.
It will start from 2 and then if you start from
Even
1, then it will take 3,
from
6.
2. Okay. All right. Then
while one bracket, then X less than equals to 20.
Okay.
Okay. Then then console.log X.
Okay.
Then the next line X A plus plus no. So X plus 2 because we have written let X is equal to 2. So here it will plus X plus 2 means 2 plus 2 4. Then it will keep continuing till 20.
X plus equal to 2.
Yeah, 2.
This is nothing but X equal to X plus 2. See, it is printing all the value, all the even value from 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I said print the value up to 20, all the even number. So everyone understood this topic, this particular program, how it is working? So we have to print the even number. Earlier we said print everything from 1 to 5. Now we are saying print the even number between even number between 1 to 20. Now, if I have to use the even number to print between 1 to 20, what I'll do, the first even number is 2. So it start with 2. Then I'll say x, I'll put the condition x less than equal to 20 because I have to find the value up to 20 even number. Then I'll put console.log x, and then I'll say x plus equal to 2. In the same way, if I have to write program for odd number, between 1 to 20. Now tell me how to write this one.
Same. Let count is equal to 1.
Anyone else also? You people understanding, or only Gaurav is understanding?
Understood.
Okay. Let y equal to 1 while what next?
Y less than equal to 20. Then console.log x, console.log y.
Okay.
Then same y is equal to y plus 1. No,
2.
wait, 1 plus 2, because 1 plus 2 will be 3. Yeah.
3. We have seen this way of writing, this way of printing the value inside the template literals. Template literals is also a kind of string representation of string using template literals, and that will print the same value inside the console, whatever we have given. See, it is saying odd value between 1 to 20 is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, and 19. So there is a condition that is matching. Once the condition is failed, then it will stop working. Okay, so you can understand in this way also. So whenever you have to fill the bottle, let's say there is a water bottle, empty bottle. So till when you will fill, at what time you will stop? Once the water is completely filled, water become completely full inside the bottle, then only you'll stop the filling, right? Or if you keep on filling after that, what will happen? The water will get waste. So the same way while and for loop works. Like whenever you think that it has to do till the action till this particular iteration, you'll be using for loop or while loop. Any question here? We will write one more program. This is not the same way whatever we have written. We'll write little bit tougher than whatever we have seen so far, but logic is same. There is no difference in the logic. If you put some concentration, you'll be able to write it. I'll say write the program for sum of numbers. What I'm saying, write the program for sum of numbers. So basically, I will take a value. I take the value and I will print the sum of number. So if I say 1 to 5, it will be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. If I say 1 to 10, it should be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10. So how will we write that program? So don't think about 10 and 20. Just think about, I have to write a program where I have to find the sum of number, and that number should be between 1 to 5. If I have to calculate sum from 1 to 5, how will we write that? It is also easy, not a complex. So I'm saying that I have to find the sum from 1 to 5. So what is the first step? We need to initialize the variable. Every time whenever you write the program, follow the same logic, same approach. Not get panicked. Just think what it is trying to ask you. It is saying write the program for sum of number. So sum of number, in the sense, it is not giving me what is the exact detail. So I am saying write the program for sum of number between 1 to 5. 1 to 5. In case if in the interview, if they ask this type of question, if you're not able to understand, then ask the interviewer to elaborate the question. Then he'll be able to elaborate. So what should be my desired result? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus equal to 15. This is what my expectation is. Now you know that there is a 1, there is a 2, there is 3, there is 4, there is 5. It means the first value is 1. So let initialize the value. I'll say let I equal to 1. Now this is done. I equal to 1. Now there will be one more value. We have to do the sum of operation, sum of number. So in this case, it will not be 1 plus 2 plus 3 in that way, because we are using, normally if I have to write 1 plus, then what I will say? I'll say let I equal to 1, let I equal to 2, sorry, let A equal to 1, let B equal to 2, let C equal to 3, let D equal to 4, let E equal to 5, let result equal to A plus B plus C plus D plus E. Console.log result. It will print the value. Let me write it in that way only. Let A1 equal to 1, let B equal to 2, let C equal to 3, let D equal to 4, let E equal to 5, let result equal to A1 plus B plus C plus D plus E. Console.log result. This is what the expectation, right? This is what it will do. A plus B plus C. Here, if you see, I know that there is a 5 time I have to print the value. There is a 5 logic. There is a value I have initialized for the 5 time. When we have to initialize anything for the n number of time, we will not be using this particular way of writing the program. We will be using a looping concept, because we know that there is something that we have to do for the multiple time. So that is where we will take the concept and we'll say let A equal to 1. For the first time, we'll say let A equal to 1. Have we used A anywhere? We have already used A. So have we used I? No. Okay, I'll use I. Let I equal to 1. This is the first value. And then we also have to find the sum value. So let sum equal to, what will be the initially sum value? We don't know what is the value here. We're not sure what should be the sum value. It is not 15, it is not something like that. So initially, when we don't know the sum value, we'll just take the variable declaration. We'll declare the variable and we'll initialize some value to it. And we'll say sum equal to 0. Why? Because if I don't initialize any value, it will become undefined. And then I'll not be able to perform my calculation. I'll not be able to perform my addition of action here. So that is why whenever we have to perform this kind of sum where we are not sure, why we are not sure? Because using this sum, we have to find the total value. I plus sum we have to do. Whenever there is an iteration happening, we have to use this sum value. Then we'll be able to write the program. Now in that case, what will happen is if I don't give 0, it will become undefined. And undefined plus 1, undefined plus 2 will not work. So that is why we are giving 0. First, initially, it will be 1 plus 0. Then the value will be of sum will increase. Then again, the value of sum will increase. Why it will increase, we'll see in the next line. Now, what is the condition I have? I'll take while. I'll say while. And what is the condition? Till when I have to write the addition, when the value becomes 5. It will 1 to 5. So it will become while I less than equal to 5. This is what we have to do, while I less than equal to 5. Now, let us see what is our next step. First, I said I equal to 1. We initialize the value. I said sum equal to 0. Now I said while I less than equal to 5, go inside this one and do some action. Now if I print, let's say if I print console.log I, it will print 1. That's not our requirement. If I print console.log sum, it will print 0. That is also not my requirement. So what is my requirement? My requirement is it should be sum plus I. Why? Because sum value is 0. So it will be 0 plus 1 for the first time. Now this sum value from 0, it went to 1. Sum value became 1. Now next time it will add 1 plus 2. Sum value became, sorry, for the first time it will be 0 plus 1, which will be 1. For the second time it will be 1 plus 1, which will be 2. Then again it will be 1 plus 3, 1 plus 4, 1 plus 5. So we'll see here. It will be, when we are saying let sum equal to 0, it will be sum equal to sum plus I. And then here we'll write I plus plus. Now let's see what happened in this line. Initially, the value of sum equal to 0. So it will become 0 plus, what is the value of I for the first time? It is 1. 0 plus 1 equal to 1. Now I value, some value became 1. Now it is asking to iterate the value, increase the value of I by 1. So I became 2 now. 2 is less than equal to 5, which is true. Now here the sum value, which was 0 initially, it became 1 now. Now again we are saying sum equal to sum plus 1. So sum value is 1. Now 1 plus, what is the I value? 2. Now this will become 3. Then we are saying increase the value of I. So I becomes 3. Now what will happen? When I becomes 3, it will say 3 less than equal to 5, which is true. Again here it will come. So sum value is already 3. So 3 plus 3 equal to 6. I value becomes 6. Sum value becomes 6. Now when the value of sum is 6, here what we have to do? We have to increase the I by 1 again. So now the I value was 3. It will become 4. I value become 4. 4 less than equal to 5, which is true. So again it will go and do the sum operation. What is the updated sum value we have? 6. And then sum plus I. What is the I value we have? I is 4. So now this sum becomes 10. Here it will increase the I value. I value will be increased by 1 and it will become 5. 5 less than equal to 5, which is true. Some updated value is, initially it was 0, but now the value is 10 and plus I. What is the latest value of I? Which is 5. So it will become 15. Now I will increase by 1. So I value becomes 6 and 6 is less than equal to 5, which is false. So it will come out of the loop. It will come out of the loop's iteration. Now out of the loop, outside the loop, here we have to write the sum value. Console.log sum value. Why we have to write outside the loop? If I write here, what will happen? Let us see what it is doing. See, if I write it here, so initially it printed the value between 1 to, okay, let me differentiate here. Okay, see what it is doing. It is, if I'm writing inside the, if I'm writing console.log inside the while loop, basically it is printing every sum value. We have seen the same thing. First time the sum value is 1. Initially it is 0. But the first time after this action, we know the JavaScript runs in a synchronous manner. So after this line of code, the value of sum becomes 1. Next time value of sum becomes 3, 2, 3. Next time the value of sum becomes 6. 3 plus 3, 6. For fourth time, it becomes sum value as 10. And the last time it becomes the value as 15. So it is printing every sum value, 1, 3, 6, 10, 15. But this is not our desired result. What is our expected result? It should print the actual sum of the value. So this is why this particular console.log will write outside the loop, so that once this condition fails, it will come outside the loop, and there it will ask you to print the actual sum value. Because if I say here to print the sum value, it will print only the final updated sum value. What is the final updated sum value here? It will be 15. So now if I print this program, then it will say sum equal to 15. This is what our expected result was, to find the sum value, number of sum value, and using while operator, while loop, and this is how it is working. Now, any question here? In the similar line, whatever we have seen here, in the same way, we can write one more program. Like it will be in the same similar. Let me think what are the other program we can write here. Yeah, okay. I'll give you the homework for this one. I'll give you some tasks tomorrow on the while loop. I'll find out few more example. I have the example, but those are little complex. Here you'll not be able to understand now. So that's more or less about the while loop. Any question you have on the while loop so far? I'm trying to explain as easy as possible, as slow as possible. If you're not able to understand, let me know. I'll repeat this content again. There is no rush to complete the classes. I'll take my own time and I will repeat it again and again n number of times. Okay. All right. So this is more or less about the while loop. I'll give you practice program. Probably I'll give you today or maybe tomorrow. Probably I'll give you some code for tomorrow, so that you'll have 2 weekend. If you're trying to practice during the weekend, we can do it. If not, you can do in your free time whenever you want. So that's more or less about the while loop. There is another loop inside the while called do while. Do while loop, same like for loop, whatever we saw in the for loop. In do while, what will happen is, here in for loop, we don't know how many times the loop will execute. Based on the condition, it will keep on executing. It might fail for the first time only. If I go to while loop, and here I'm writing a program where I'm saying let x equal to 2, x less than equal to 20. Now, if I keep x greater than equal to 20 here, if x value is 2, and if I keep x greater than equal to 20, what will basically happen here? It will say 2 value is 2 is greater than equal to 20, which is false. It will not go inside this loop. It will just come outside the loop. It means there is a possibility that when I start using the while loop, there is a possibility that it will not even execute for single time. For the first time, if the iteration is failed, if the condition is failed, it will not execute. It means there is a zero execution happening for the for loop and while loop for the first time when the condition is false. When this true block of code will execute, when this block of code will execute, when the condition is true, then only the executor will go inside line number 30 and 31. When the condition is false, it will not go inside the line number 30, 31. It will directly go to line number 33 or 34, because the condition has become false. This is what we have seen so far in the looping concept. But with respect to do while loop, this is not the case. Here, at least one time, the block of code will be executed. Now, what does that mean? Inside another looping concept like while and do, while and for, if the condition became false in the first statement, in the first iteration, if the condition become false, it will not execute any program. It means that there is a possibility that the condition might fail for the first time itself, and the loop will not even execute for the single time. Loop can be terminated without executing. That's inside while and for loop. But in do while loop, every time, although it is a fail, although there will be a condition, failure condition, every time there will be definitely at least one time the loop will execute. Loop will execute for one time. For sure, it will execute for one time. But for next time, it depends on the condition. When I'm saying these particular things, you'll understand why I'm saying this one and based on what condition it is saying. When you'll see the syntax, you'll be able to understand. Okay, so I'll write one more statement here. Do while loop is similar to while loop. Only difference is in do while the condition check, inside the after while we are putting the condition, that condition check happens at the end of the loop. You'll see it in this syntax when I say that. What I said, do while is similar to the while loop. Only difference is in do while that the condition check will happen at the last. Condition check will happen at the end of the loop. So let's see what happens in the while. In the while, there is a condition check. It is happening at in the beginning of the loop. There is an initialization and then there is a condition check is happening. But in do while, this condition check will happen at the last. It will happen somewhere here. That is why we are saying do will at least print one statement. Let's see the syntax. Syntax is, this is how the do while syntax works. We'll say do open here code to be executed, and then here we'll write while expression slash condition. Condition. This is what I have written. This is where the do start. First we are saying do this one while this one. So you can understand in this way. I'm saying I have informed to someone saying that you know what, you have to print some value. Keep on doing this task until and unless I ask you to stop. I'll say keep on practicing the programming until I ask you to stop. So do the programming while I don't ask you to stop. This is how the syntax works. You'll see in the detail when we write the program. Okay. Let's see with the example, then I'll be able to explain with the example in detail about how this condition and the flow is working for the do while. So let's take an example where I'll say the value. You know, any program that we are writing so far, we are doing the initialization in the first step. So we'll do the same thing here. I'll say let a equal to 10. And so let a equal to 10. Now we need to use the do while loop. When we have to use the do while loop, we know the syntax. It says do, initially it will be do, and then it will have the code to be executed. So I'll say console.log and I'll print the value of a, this one. And then we also know that at last there is a while. You see, it is throwing an error. It is saying expression expected while expected. Whenever you will write do, that will definitely have while. Do cannot be without while. So you can see it will throw an error. It will say that you have to put the while. If you're putting while, then only you will be able to continue with the do while. Now see, if I put it the while here, the error will go away. See, it went away. The error has gone. Now what it is saying suggestions here? It is saying expression expected. We need to provide some expression inside this. And what is the expression? What we want to do here? We want to again print the value from a, whatever the value we have, we want to check the logic. So I'll say initially I said let a equal to 10. I'll say while a greater than 0. Now let me print this value and see what it is doing. Okay, so it has not printed anything. Okay, and can you all guess what is the reason why it is not printing anything here? I'll write it something here so that you'll get the idea. Why it is not printing?
Because we have not used the increment or decrement like plus sign or minus.
Right. So in that case, I'll say a minus minus. Why I'll say minus, we'll see it here. Still it is not printing. So I'm saying let a equal to 10 do console.log and this is the one, let equal to 10 do. Okay, any suggestion, any guess why it is not working?
I think you should take a less than 0.
No. Why it is not working? Because I'm not executing the correct file. I executed till now this one, while.js. So I'll say CLS, I'll clear this one. Now it's a node do while.js. Now you see what it is doing. It is printing the value from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If I'm not giving any increment or decrement operator, it will go inside the infinite loop. So what did we observe? We observed the same thing that we have done, using the while loop or for loop. That's what we are doing here also. We are saying let a equal to 10. We have given the value of a, and then we are saying do this operation. Now, when you know how the executor start executing here, it will not start from here. Basically, it will go to this particular a equal to 10, and then it will go inside the do. It will go near the do, and it will see there is a do loop. So as soon as it see the keyword called do, it will understand this is a do while loop. Now it will go inside this loop here, and it will see console.log a value. So for the first time, it will definitely print the first value, which is 10. It will print the value because first initially we are asking it to print. We're not asking it to check the condition. Directly we're asking it to print the value. When we're asking it to print the value, it will print the value of a, which is 10, and then it will decrease the value. It become 9. A value become 9, and then it will come out of the loop and it will check the while condition. It will say 9 greater than 0, which is true. Again, it will go inside the do. It will print the value of a as 9. Again, it will decrease the value. Now a becomes 8 greater than 0, which is true. Again, it will print the 8 value. Now at last it will become 1, which is greater than 0. 1 will become, let's see here. Yeah, at last 1 is greater than 0, which is true. It will go here, it will print the value of a as 1. Then it will do the 1 minus 1, which is 0. And then we'll say while a greater than 0, which is nothing but 0 greater than 0 is false, and it will terminate the loop and stop executing the loop. So what did we observe here? We observed that for the first time, when the do loop start, it will at least print for one time. It will definitely print for one time. Without printing, it will not be like that. That is why we are saying, because first statement, we know the synchronous manner, it will go in a one line by line. Whenever there is a while statement check is happening, then it will see the condition and then it will verify. But here in do while, what will happen? It will see the value then it will go inside the loop. And initially, as soon as it goes inside the loop, for the first time itself, I'm asking it to, print the value. What is a value? 10. From here, I'm doing the increment or decrement things. I can do in another way also. I'll say let x equal to 5, x equal to 1. I'll say do someone messaged. No. Okay. I'll say do console.log x. It means it will print the value of x for the first time. It will definitely print x value as 1. Now here I will say x plus plus, because I need to increment the operator to find the value. If I have to print the value between 1 to 5, when I say print the value from 1 to 5, what will basically happen here is there is a value print from 1 to 5. For the first time, it will definitely print 1, because I said there is a let x equal to 1. Do console.log x, which is the value of x, 1. It will print 1. And then we have increment operator. Now it will increase the value of x by 1. So x value become 2. Now till when it has to do? We know that do will have the while. And I'll say while x, I'll say less than or equal to 5. If I have to take the 5 as a value, and I'll say less than 5. If I don't want to print till 5, if I want to print only less than 5, then I'll say only less than 5. I'll remove the equal to. Now this, if I exclude this program, see what it is saying. It will print the value. For the first time, it will print 1 by default without checking any condition. Next time, it will increase the value of 1 to 2, and then it will check the condition. 2 less than equal to 5, which is true. It will print the value as 2. Now x become 3. 3 less than 5, it will print the value of x as 3. Now 3 becomes 4 here. 4 less than equal to 5, which is true. It will print the value as 4. Now 4 becomes 5. 5 less than equal to 5, which is also true. It will print the value as 5. Now next step, it will increase the value of 5 to 6. 5 plus 1 equal to 6. 6 less than equal to 5. This is where it will stop working. 6 less than equal to 5 is false. It will stop going inside the do loop. So that is why we say whenever we are using the do while loop, do will execute at least for one time. At least for one time, it will return the value, because we are seeing in the first statement only, we are asking it to print the value. So when we are asking it to print the value in the first statement itself, it will print this one value. However, it is there, same thing it will print, and then it is incrementing and doing the condition check. Okay, that's more or less about this one. Now, if I have to explain you in the, as I said, it will at least check for one time. Then see, if I say let I equal to 10, do console.log I while I less than 5, sorry, I less than 10. See, it is printing 1, at least for the first time. It is printing the value, which is I value. And then from next time, it is not printing anything. Why? Because there is no condition, there is no increment, there is no decrement, nothing is happening here. So it's not doing anything. Initially, I equal to 10. Then we are saying do, and then it is printing the value of I. It will print the value of I as 10. Then it will go inside the while loop. It will see I less than equal to 10. I less than 10, which is nothing but this 10 value. Okay, same thing is there. Condition. I'll say I less than equal, I less than, I'll take it as 5. See, for the first time, it will definitely execute the value. Now I value, which is 10, is less than 5. It is false. When it is false, it will not even go inside the do again. So whenever the condition becomes false inside the do while loop, although it became false, at least for the one time, the execution will happen inside the do while loop. So whenever you get any confusion inside the do while, understand in this way that if you're using do while, or if tomorrow, if anyone asks you in the question that tell me the loop that will, irrespective of the condition, it will definitely execute for one time. If they say you tell me the loop, I don't care about the condition, but it will still execute at least for the one time. Then you need to say that do while will execute for, it will execute at least for the one time. That's what we are seeing here. Because why it will execute for the one time? In the first line itself, we are asking to print the value. The value that we have initialized, we are asking it to print it. When it is printing the value, then we are checking the condition. If condition become false, it will go outside the loop. It will go to line number 35 if condition is false. But before the condition check, it has already printed the first value. That is why do while, whenever we are using, it will print the value for one time at least. Okay. Any question here? Any confusion?
No confusion as of now, but once I'll practice it, definitely the confusion will be created. So I need to practice it.
You need to practice, everyone. If you don't practice, I'll stop the recording.